week to do some pretty major jobs to my van and get it repaired ready for Scotland. In this video I'm repairing the leak on the air suspension as well as the handbrake that hasn't really worked for a year. Right off the bat I'm going to apologise about this video because a few weeks after this was recorded there was a small incident of me formatting the entire Project.Amber hard drive. There'll be more on that in the Scotland videos. Despite getting it all back, some of the footage from this video is corrupted, so I'm just having to make do. On top of that, by the time I got around to this job, it was towards the end of a very grueling week and I was exhausted. And frankly, I get weird when that happens, so you'll have to put up with that.
I've deleted all of the possibilities of the air suspension system, which is there. See, you got it going, running through this thing, running through that thing, and they go to each individual bag. I've gone through the entire system now and I can't find any of the leaks, which means it's got to be one of these pipes that go inside the airbag. So while it's under here, and I'm going to drop each airbag off their bracket and I'm going to redo the connector end into them, and hopefully that'll get rid of my leak. I did want to get rid of all this and get it all out. I put leaf springs back in because there's one carrier back there. It's still got part of the tail lift bracket on it, but that's the other end of the carrier. I did want to get leaf springs fitted, but they're coming in at like 500 quid. I can't afford to do everything right now, so the air is going to have to hold on just a little bit longer. I also think these are gone, these shocks, and you know they're not cheap either. It's all just falling apart on me, I'm not going to lie. But we'll get there. We'll keep the old girl going.
First up was fixing the airbag leak. I had to take each individual airbag off so I could get to the connection in the top and basically just cut the pipe down so it's got a fresh end, plug it back in and make sure there's no bubbling or leaking coming from it. There's 4 airbags on my van and each bracket that holds them in was completely rusted solid, hiding a lot of the bolt heads. So quite a grueling task, to be honest.
Oh, you did. Didn't have to undo them two. There's one below. Just clean this area. This area is. This is all out just to the arch. It's ridiculous. And I have a sweep. That's the bag, there's the pipe into it. Doesn't look like there's anything. I mean, it just sits in there and then sits along the chassis, which isn't the best idea in the planet. So I'm going to pop that out, I'm going to redo the end, put it back in, and I'm going to somehow reinforce that. I'm going to put something over that to reinforce that, just so it doesn't rub on the metal and wear off.
The rear airbag on this side was a whole different story. The bracket had rusted so bad the bolt head was actually disappeared inside layers and layers of rust. So it needed plenty of heat and lots of chiseling away to actually get down to the bolt head. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to get something to protect these cables because they're battery cables. So even after 2 hours on this airbag, I just couldn't get the bolt head to start turning. This airbag is going to need completely bastardising in order to get off, and probably actually breaking the airbag. Something I wasn't risking doing, but sod's law, it's going to be this airbag that's got the leak, isn't it? I decided to move on to the handbrake and getting the rest of the paint on the chassis done while the wheels were off this side, and I can move on to the next side. I've tried repairing the handbrake numerous times, changing the cable, changing the adjusters, sorting out the actual handbrake handle. Nothing was working, so the last resort was to get inside the brakes themselves and change the handbrake pads. Luckily I had a spare set of pads in my spares kit.
These are definitely getting copper grease. Jesus. Yes!
What's going on in here then? They are cooked. That's what's going on there. I think that's why I have no handbrake. Nothing left. I don't understand how these springs go back on. I've tried every different way possible. It is a nightmare. But I can't do anything until they're back on, so just crack on. Oh, it's done. Oh my god, that was a struggle. I didn't record it because it was just me shouting and screaming at it, like at quite a volume. But that one's on. Just got to check that actually works now, thinking about it. I'm going to use this. Right, so if you're watching this wanting to know how to change a Sprinter handbrake, this is the twin wheel, but it is the same setup for the single wheels as well. So you've got this little adjuster here, spring going over, spring going over. So you've got external disc for the vehicle's brakes, internal drums for the handbrake or emergency brake, depending on where you live. So they're all changed now. Absolute ball ache to get the springs back on, but what I did is I got this side on first with the adjuster, looped it round, left the bottom one off, got the two rear spring clips. If you go in the twin wheel, it goes in the back. On the front wheel drive, I believe there's little ports and they click in the front. Sorry, I'm sorry to catch my breath. And once that's done, you can feed the lower spring in, get it round and lock it on. Alright. Now, there's a little hole in the, wait for the generator to turn off. Right, now there's a hole in the hub that you've got to line up with that little cog.
and then you've got to wind it out, lock it, and then back it off a little bit, and you know your handbrake's set. Apparently, I'm just repeating what Paul said. Yeah, we left the handbrake on. Dickhead. It is freshly greased, so it should wind out. So you're clearly not locked still, are you? Right, we can go for reassembly. That is done. Thank God. There you go. I'll get them on a big pull bar in a minute. I'm gonna have a handbrake. It's been a year. There is the carrier. There it is. You go on like that. I'm getting cramp. No. Oh, this is ridiculous. I have it on a ramp. I should really lift it, but after the last time when I got stuck on the ramp, it wouldn't go down. I really don't want to do it again. I don't like handbrakes very much. And that's that back on. Jesus. Oh God, that's heavy. No, you prick. Stay. Oh, it's done, Lance. It's done. Come here. Come and expect for me. I can't fuss you though. Look at my hands. I can't touch you. You're white. I'll give you a little backhanded. There you go. Head pat. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Ah, we got a handbrake. We got a handbrake, buddy. Oh no, I need to. Ooh. Get the breaker bar. Now, it is pretty ridiculous how I have to do these up. So we need a milk crate. I don't think I'm going to get them any tighter. Ooh, maybe I am. Obviously these hold the wheels on. so they got to be pin on. They've got to be on tight. Oh, there it goes. A bit more. I don't think they'll be coming off in a hurry. So back to what I did originally. Back to what I originally started doing under here, and that's getting the rust sorted. The rust treatment's done its job. It's gone nice and black now. Words. Yeah, I'm gonna get the paint. That's what I'm gonna do. There we are. Just need to tie that cable up once it's dried. Give it a coat of black and then wax oil. And then we're good to go. But for now, I'm gonna go see some friends and get drunk.
The next day was much the same, just on the other side. Stripping down both the airbags, reseating the connections, and then taking the handbrake apart and putting in the new parts.
We're having a little rest break, aren't we, Lance? Yeah, well, you are. I'm still on duty. Oh, is that good? Oh, Lance Bob. Oh, you're always getting in the way of my work, ain't you? But you're alright. You're alright, I'll give you a fuss. You need a bath, you do. You're as dirty as me. You're as dirty as me. Can I get back to work now? I'll take that look as a no. Is that a no? Hey? Oh, do you want a biscuit? Yeah? Should I get you a biscuit? Will that make you happy? Yeah, it will. Oh, I thought we'd got over that phase, mate. Oh, I've got tools in my back. Thanks to Mercedes gunning them up to beyond oblivion, I'm having to resort to this to get the bolts off. Right. I don't like this. Come on. Ah, you bastard. There you go. Yeah, that's that one. I don't like this. Another one. Funny bone. One more. Just like that, I'm the king. Handbrake done. I tell you what, in this heat, having the air tools has really helped. Refreshing. Moment of truth. Keys work. I have a handbrake! I have a handbrake! Oh my god, it's been a year, but I've got a handbrake. Thank God! Well, this has been my handbrake for the past year. Onto the pedal, locked onto the seat. Handbrake. But no more. You've done me well, old friend.
but it's time for the fire.